not sold
their mind. They lost their mind again.
Why are you not happy with this, Pim?
I am happy. I'm always happy when Twitch chat is not, you know, going full fanboy on one team and actually evening out a little bit. And I do think that both I, Maniac, and you can agree that this should be a relatively close game. Now, as for the predictions, I have a feeling FaZe Clan is going to win this, and it's hard to justify. I think the main reason for saying that is the fact that I think they're playing well in the group stage. I think BMS got into a good start, and I think if FaZe Clan is ever going to have a honeymoon period, this will be the tournament, because it's only going to get more rough from now on when they try to implement some more, let's say, like tactical depth inside the team as well. And the biggest reason, I guess, for why I'm choosing FaZe Clan as well is that we have an entire Swedish production, and I'm sure they'll be cheering for NiP, and I just don't want to deal with it after the game. So FaZe Clan, they're going to win against NiP.
Sounds reasonable. An argument.
All right, Maniac, where are you going with this? Because, you know, Pimp, he's just descending to madness.
I lost my mind.
Okay, here's my problem. Like, I know that FaZe highs are really high, like incredibly high, so to the point that they could almost beat anyone on a given day if everyone is showing up. I just haven't seen it with enough consistency. Whereas an NiP, I feel like they've been slowly but surely on the rise. I will agree that the win versus Astralis was fragile, to say the least, and it could have gone very bad if it weren't for Twister's crazy clutches, I want to say. But I will still favor NiP. I'll go with the Ninjas. I think this is the next step. I think they have a better map pool. I think they have a better system. And unless discarding some kind of Aorix from the likes of Coltera, from the likes of Nico, which obviously can do it, but NiP will win this, I'd say in 3 maps.
In 3 maps. So I'll split this up a little bit more, right? I was at the beginning of today, I was very much in this FaZe camp. I'm thinking, okay, look, they had a bad game, but we know they can come back. Those individuals can step up. But I'm swinging all the way over to the NiP side because I'm believing from what we've seen on maps, I'm believing that we will get to a 3rd, and that's when they're going to kind of have their hopes, have their way all the way through.
Why am I always standing alone with my predictions?
Maybe Scrawny will join you. He loves you, doesn't he?
It's basically the 2 of you, an entire production, and I'm sure as hell Scrawny will say something different.
It's not a good sign if Scrawny takes your side. It's really not a good sign.
Exactly. So you guys, you're screwed, man. NiP, they're screwed.
I don't think it's gonna happen, boys. I'm all on this side. I'm all down on it. It's only you, Pimp, right? At least Twitch chat agrees with you, though. You love that. That's your
I do love a bit of Twitch chat, and let's give them some win conditions as well. If NiP is gonna win today, I think it's gonna be the fundamental. It's gonna be the team NiP who's going to step up. Twist was super well playing yesterday. He needs to be well playing again today, but I think that the entirety of NiP is a stronger. They have a stronger foundation right now. They should have a stronger foundation than FaZe Clan had. I know they switched in-game leader, and I know that FaZe Clan are still relatively new with BMS, but I think Threat, and the way NiP have been treating this tournament so far as a learning experience, but also as sort of like a practice tournament where they of course still go for the win, but learn from game to game. I think that should be the biggest win condition for NiP. So if they can step it up as a team, sure they can beat FaZe Clan, but I just have this feeling that Coach Zero, he's going to say no tonight.
Well, let's see if he does say no. You guys, it's time for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I'm going to bring our commentators in. We got Scrawny, we got Launders, and Scrawny, you know, you probably just heard it right there. The people want to agree with you, mate. Like this you and Pimp banter.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to let him easy today. It's I think today's a very important day. We're going to be very serious. We're going to focus on the games ahead. There are more important clashes coming at you guys with this next matchup than there is between me and Pimp.
Shut up, Scrawny. What do you have to say to Pimp?
Of course, right? No one else can hear that. But we get to hear Pimp in our
yeah.
ears just trying to meme his way through it. But which way do you guys think this is going to go? Because we're very split on this in terms of how it might actually pan out. You can see the reasoning behind why it might work for NiP, but we know FaZe can just deliver on those monstrous performances.
I hate to be rude to the new kid, but with the miss,
and I think that you know, I don't think anybody said this on air. I'm not sure, but
I can't hear Launders.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Jesus, I was muted. I was muted this stream. Okay, I just want to say I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude to the new kid, but Bimis, that first series we saw versus them like a while back, he looked awesome. Like he had those 3K spray down transfers or whatever. But this most recent series, it looks so bad that I have to wonder, you know, is everything okay? Like I'm really wondering, like, is it okay? Because he had like 30 ADR, I think less than 10 kills over 2 maps. It was so bad that, you know, I'm sure that's not his real self, but hopefully he's like settled in a bit better now. But I don't know. That makes me question it.
Well, let's see if he has settled in a little bit better. I'm going to let you guys take it away. I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll see you guys later.
Cheers, James. All right, so now it's just me and you, Mohan, and I'm tempted to talk a little shit about Pimp, but I'm not going to. I'm going to hold that off. I'm going to hold that off for now. Maybe if the first map's boring, we'll get into it in between. But I have a hunch this match is going to be really, really explosive, because I think that while I I'm going to say it. I favor NiP. While I favor NiP in this position,
So do I. I think that's fair.
I do think that FaZe are not going to go down without a fight. I mean, the individuals on this team have earned that defense at the very least, I would argue, and we've seen good things from them, right? Like we know that they are practicing with this time off. Yanko is saying that the team was coming in pretty strong form. It seemed that, but then there was that underperformance from BMAS, and unfortunately, it wasn't just like underwhelming; it was near non-existent. And that's kind of intimidating because we have such a low sample size. Again, the first match looked great. The second match looked awful. That's only a 50% success rate. And maybe today he just walks in, and he has to get through the phase.
Yeah, we don't know.
Taking off the jitters. So hopefully that's today. Hopefully we get that strong BMAS.
Yeah, we don't know which one we'll get. It's up to him basically to show us. But based on what we just saw, it'd be weird to place a bet on a team that you can't really tell what you're going to expect out of them. It's especially since it's not a baseline performance. If there's 30 ADR is beyond a failing grade. 60 ADR, your team could still win. And that is still not a great performance by you. So I'm sure he's not happy about it. I'm sure he'll come back stronger. And I'm sure at a certain point, we'll get to see the real talent from Bimis really shine. We just don't know if that's right now. So a lot will be decided in this matchup. And of course, this is an elimination match that's really important for both teams. Pressure will be on. And for NiP, I think they had a pretty good veto. They avoided Nuke. I mean, they lost to Astralis in the quarter 2 of 2020. Who loses to Astralis in quarter 2 of 2020 these days? You know what I mean? They lost to them on Nuke, so they avoided that map. Sorry. Twist had to get 37 kills for them to win in overtime versus Astralis on Nuke. So that was their only win, I think, out of the other times they played it. So a narrow escape on that in the veto, and yeah, it was a pretty good veto otherwise for NiP.
I also just think to myself yesterday, Big looked a cut above FaZe Clan, and that's a little intimidating because I think that Big, we give them a lot of praise for their preparation and the fact that they always come into any matchup with at least one or two tricks up their sleeves, and we definitely saw that across Nuke. So I don't know if FaZe was looking poor on Nuke because of just Big's preparation particularly.
Probably had a lot to do with it, yeah.
Probably, right? And now I'm thinking to myself like, well, are NiP going to be able to employ that level of preparation as well? And when we start to look at the infrastructure that surrounds this lineup, despite it, being kind of fresh still with Hampus and Threat being very transparent in explaining that Twist was feeling a bit uncomfortable in those first matches under the leadership of Hampus, like, can they have already gelled together now to defeat the likes of the individuals on FaZe? I think so. I really do. It's going to take some sort of big performance, I'd say. Not maybe as big as Twist versus Astralis, but it's going to take somebody to step up here today. And I think that with NiP, the beauty of it is it could be any of these players.
Yeah, I guess FaZe also avoided Nuke. So we avoided a map that would have been messy from both sides. Here we are on to Train. Things should get interesting right out the gate. Map 1 here in lower bracket, round 3, I believe. A loser goes home. I mean, both teams go home. Both teams stay home after this, but the loser is eliminated from DreamHack Masters, which would be a crazy result. I think more than anything, this would be a match that'll be referenced in the future between these two teams. A very important deciding match is to figure out how good their form is.
Well, it's going to start off with the CZ on ramp, and Nock's able to trade that one. So T's get through. Nock, he's going to make the difference so far in this pistol. Bombs planted. And Rain, well, he's going to be on the receiving end of those Glock shots. This is a 3-piece for Nock already. 1 round deep in the very first map. Coldzera, he's going to creep along the oil train, and Twist just takes his head off. So Nico now, he's going to get that long-range engagement, but it doesn't go any better. It's a full house between Nock and Twist.
Yeah, two of the players I wanted to talk about the most. Twist basically is the only reason they're still in this tournament, right? OT to bring it back versus Astralis. He had to clutch, I think, 3 or 4 times in a row. Win 2 1v1s, maybe a 1v2 in there, just to get them back into the game, just so that they could go into overtime. Twist has been a shining light. Is referenced by Threat as the one player who's the most underrated on NiP, who elevates the gameplay of the rest of his teammates. And if that's not high praise, I don't know what it is. And as for Nock, we know how good Nock is. Nock has been fantastic as well.
See if they can continue to keep it up in the games that matter most. Elimination and the long road to the grand finals of DreamHack Masters Spring. It's all ahead of them here. But for the moment, they've just got to get through these deagles and that single scout on Brokey. Where do we rate Brokey on the scout? We've seen some strong scout. Oh, wait, hold on. He threw it away. Never mind.
He's good. He's a good sniper. So yeah, I don't know. His scout's not like heard around the world like Searson's is. Maybe not as quite as pervasive as. He's not told it in folk legends. It's not talked about in folk legends like Simple Scout. Not even up there with Device, I don't think, but still up there.
I feel like Searson's had me looking at the scout a different way lately. You know, now I'm expecting every offer to be able to do what that man does. He keeps the damage per round real high. We get the jumping SMGs in for the first entries. Twist. Coldzer's just trying to run. He had that scout with such little health. Tried to dip back behind the Z, but it's not meant to be. BMAS, last man standing versus 4. The damage was there, as you can see across the ninjas, but only 1 kill in the end.
After all our years of casting these like tier 2 Swedish teams and seeing some of these players bounce around like Campus and Rez, our first landed. Oh wow, well maybe he's the best scouter on the team. I mean, these 2 shots already show you that he's doing better than he was last series. Just those 2 shots alone, like he's almost at as many kills as he got on one of the maps. So on top of them being nice frags, so we hopefully got a great map here out of Bimis. But it's really cool to see with NiP the transformation of all of these players like finally coming together on the #1 roster in Sweden, like for a time period, of course, and the entire roster being new, but them being taken very seriously as top level competition. Never thought we'd see the day, honestly. It always felt like it would just be NiP +1, a new guy every time, and never actually get that far. But they are actually an entirely new roster that is. They're honestly a gestalt. They're better than the 5 players that you have separated, and yeah, it's amazing to see.
It's a great move for the Swedish scene. You know, I think it does take Dignitas coming in and just kind of soaking up the nostalgia for everybody so that we could still watch Dig play. And that's an exciting story in and of itself, but it's not as competitive as what that tier 2 kind of collection of players has become.
The Epsilons.
Yeah. They've all finally seemed to have figured it out, right? I mean, like, we even saw Hampus run with, like, Red Reserve for quite some time. With Relaxa and Freddy Frog, and, like, that's where at least he turned my head. And we saw them, I'm going to say back in, like, 2018. We must have seen them, Red Reserve specifically, at, like, 4 to 5 DreamHack opens. So they were very much floating around that LAN scene, collecting the experience, but just doing it without the big results. And now, a couple of years later, at least Hampus is here for that lineup specifically. Well,
yeah, I think the very first LAN I ever casted in Europe was in Tour, in DreamHack Tour, and I saw Rez at the after party, and I didn't know who he was because it was like his first LAN or something like that in 2015, and he was like, "Hey, I'm Rez," and I was like outside the after party, and I was like, "What's my Rez?" And he was like, "No, I'm Rez." And it was like loud. So I was like, I play on native. What's up, man? And then he was like, no, I'm Rez. I was like, oh, you're Rez. He was actually really good too. And that was like his first LAN ever. But he was like the same kid, like the super nice kid. Just, very humble haircut.
Sure.
Great at fragging, good aim. You know what I mean? That's who he's always been.
The Blopsky of 2015.
Yeah, I thought he was asking me for my Rez.
Well, now we know it's native. That's what we all really signed up for.
Yeah.
We have a gun round ahead of us, okay? We've gotten there. Ninjas in pajamas, they moved past that scout, which was saved a couple of rounds. They've avoided the losses. So let's talk Counter-Strike, because we have FaZe Clan already with some dwindling utility. And whether they know it or not, Hampus got out from TCon early, and he is just stuck. He is glued to this wall, and he's waiting as his teammates all start to get closer to Ivy, drawing the attention of Nico. You can see him here on Hampus' screen, kind of turning attention, but Nico can react fast enough. However, knocks out of Ivy, and at 7-1 already, he looks to entry on this A site. Plopsky adds one to the kill feed, and while damage is being taken here from Ninjas, they do get it into the 3 versus 3. 50 seconds, and they no longer spot the heads of the defense that are just on the other side of this train.
Man, they're a bit tight on grenades. This is kind of nuts for the CTs. They're actually rotating back to inner. That means NiP have cut noise adequately. The Ivy rotate, however, catches them off guard. It'll bring the CTs back. And yeah, NiP don't have grenades to try to plant, so they'll just have to stick it and cross their toes.
Try to find that proper timing for the plant. Flopsky, he's looking for it, and he's got it. So, retake begins. And we already questioned the utility of FaZe Clan. They've got that double flashbang, single molly. Knock between the trains. Off to a flying start at the moment. Unfortunately for him, his teammate not that most HP. It's Plopsky on 30. Knock, he's going to lose Plopsky. He tries to react to that. BMAS and coldzera coming in from Ivy for the perfect retake. No further losses for FaZe Clan. They get on the board. They save the op. They keep 3 surviving. This is a great little bounce back for the CT straight out the gate.
It's a tough situation for FaZe or for Ninjas with no utility to work with, kind of low. They couldn't like separate anything. There was no real easy fights to take because the op was still in play for FaZe. And FaZe walking on the retakes pretty much all they needed to do. But I do like NiP going for the Ivy control. I think a little bit of Ivy control can really make you nervous outside. And it's cool to see them using it both on the anti-eco and the rifle round. Oh my freaking God. Another HE grenade dropped in the middle of all of your teammates.
I don't know why it's happening. I don't know why it started happening lately. But, okay.
On a full rifle.
Yeah. Not 10 damage each. Tee-hee, guys. Ha, lol nade. No. You may be screwed because of this. BMAS gonna try to respond there. Brokey, he's gone down, as has the upper box halls. But BMAS shows up, and he's got himself the 2-piece that they absolutely needed. However, Hampus has cut through the deep. How has he, in such a fashion, in back-to-back rounds, gotten out of T-Con, and this time he's not stuck over an Olaf. No, sir. This time, he has come to the back line of the B site, and he definitely hears those footsteps from BMAS. There's no reason for him to believe that Hampus could even be here. So Hampus 100% gets this kill, but the question is, how much more info does he gather before he decides to pull the trigger? Other CTs rotating. Oh. He's already close in Z. If he doesn't check it, coldzera's going to snatch him back, but coldzera drops the shot. However, Knock, he also hasn't come down with bomb. He was a little cautious with the potential of a ladder flank, which is now happening, but coldzera's in a prime position to try and stop this. He's 0 for 2 on op shots this round, so bomb goes down, and we've got the retake yet again. Can Nico's timing from behind help coldzera, as he has already toppled one of the 2? It's Knock, the last man up, once more. And that smoke he's hiding in begins to fade. He's on full display, and yet still the spray connects. Nico next, in with the kill as FaZe Clan take their second.
Knock is furious because obviously Nico just waits so long on the flank that he just clears that in his mind. He moves that out of his brain. He's like, if he's coming now, I'm screwed. I've spent so much of this round holding to see if he would flank, and it never came through. And that's the reason the bomb almost doesn't get planted in the situation after Knock makes a kill like that. Oh my God.
Okay, last time it was just thrown straight up in the sky, and that was Furia who did it. If you guys didn't catch it,
last time it was like an accidental right click, right, or right left click, yeah.
It was just chucked right up there.
Yeah, this is a pinball grenade.
This is some kind of wild rebound. Yeah, that's a little awkward. Plopsky is gonna have to explain that.
It's more than a little awkward. They definitely lost the trade last round because of that damage.
Cut him. No, that's extreme.
Well, yeah, it's a bit extreme, but yeah. Thrown to the wolves.
Well, I think they're all going to be thrown to the wolves here if they hit this B site. Brokey's patiently waiting, and it's an immediate pick versus Plopsky. The rest of the team's going to run down ramp. They have that single AK for Hampus, and he is still up despite Brokey's best efforts. 2 kills from him, and BMAS already on 7. He nearly has as many kills in these first 5 rounds as he did in the entire series versus Big Clan. So, it's a good showing thus far. Nico gonna run up the train lane, Knock last man up yet again, and once more 0 for 3 in those 1v post plants.
Yeah. You want to count this one? That's a little rude.
Yeah, kind of, right? 4v1.
4v1 on an eco.
Hey, man, that's
I'll pile that stat on. Yeah. Tell whatever story you want, I guess. Well, we got a bomb plant, which is probably really good for NiP. So that nade is an accident, but yeah, made such a big difference on their second rifle round. Like that's the one to make sure they can stay in the game and not have to save. They take 150 damage before the round even starts. They move into this round, they'll have another like good buy. But yeah, it just messes with the whole conditioning plan of the game, for that to happen. Now they go back to similar strats. It was cool to see how far Hampus could get outside, and all the Olaf push is actually no good. Nico, quick switching in the air, but then when he lands, just sprays him down, no problem. coldzera up top. Knock is not going to be aware of this, is he? Oh.
Nope. Down he goes.
Ouch.
Meanwhile, Twist, his op has connected. It's Rain removed. Looks like Twist wants to flirt with this. I like the idea. Keep up the op pressure, minimize the movement for the CTs within the train lanes, and maybe you stifle them. But coldzera has decided to push out Ivy, and he's going to flank pretty actively at that. They're trying to burn a man out into the open, but all the while, coldzera has just continued to get closer and closer. And I haven't seen any of these Ts actually turn around and check the possibility for a flank. So there's a world where coldzera comes around this corner and just kills everyone like coldzera does. There's the bomb thrown down into the dirt. He's just going to molly it off at the 30-second mark. He doesn't even need the multi-kill. This is new big brain coldzera. He's not going to run out there for the frags. He secures the round. Or at least that's what it felt like. Twist taking Brokey off of connector leaves Nico a little bit stranded.
Oh, the flash.
And that flashback is meant to push him out.
It hit him.
Twist is giving chase, and it's pretty damn close. But in the end, it's FaZe Clan back in with a fourth.
Oh, the flash is on the mark. See that? Flash is coldzera, or Nico gets that kill while he's technically blind. He's still mostly unblind, but yeah, that was a good way to pinpoint that frag. They almost called that out. It's a good flank by coldzera. Nice Ivy boost. Nice Olaf kill by Nico. A lot of things go well there for FaZe in the default. And it's back to save once again for NiP. It was a strong start. Kind of a couple of mistakes. Unfortunate losses. But generally in the 3v3s and whatever, FaZe still look good. So all merit and power to FaZe. Yeah, and that's coldzera warming up a little bit.
Which is a very scary idea if you are ninjas.
Warm Zera.
Alongside a stellar-looking BMAS. I do not think that this is the FaZe that walked into the big game yesterday. Sometimes it takes an unexpected loss to really fire up the machine. We'll see if
that's like some heavy metal Tumblr quote.
Yeah.
Fire up the machine.
It's not a FaZe, Mom. Knocking on Ivy's door. Rain hits the floor. 3v3 is where we're left. And coldzera, well, he's just going to jump onto the bomb site. He is swinging that op around this morning. And Hampus, well, he's going to come up empty-handed. Can Nox rifle, by the way, 0 and 4, find some sort of a 1vx? No, not again. He is just shut down. BMAS, 10 HP left over, but 10's enough.
Were you counting the clutches again? How dare you?
Yeah. Well,
1v4, 5 to 3. Well, they get another buy. So they don't have. Do they have the op again? Yeah, they do. Twist. I mean, yeah. Twist is railing too, but FaZe are good on both their ops right now. They're mostly in these defaults. They get 1 or 2 kills, if not 3. Another Ivy push here. I like this because a little bit of NiP earlier was Rez. Well, he tries to wait on that too. That play that Rain makes almost calls it out. Big kill to drop. Rez has been up and down in that match versus I think in the match versus Astralis, there's one match where he had like a superstar performance. But yeah, I can't remember what it was, but he's definitely been hot and cold. Oh, Rain gets away with 3 HP. 3 HP off that drop. It made sense. And the Ivy push. So here's the thing. NiP, their best moments so far this half on the anti-eco and the rifle round where they tried to take over Ivy control. That made FaZe uncomfortable. FaZe immediately have responded with Ivy control for themselves. And these last couple rounds, they've gotten the op kills. coldzera on both of them, actually.
Frag could be decent. Yeah, there goes half of Hampus' health. Nice nade, Nico. Found that superb timing. Rain, meanwhile, just going to chill out in the offices. He decides to duel versus Twist. And that goes his way. He is still alive somehow.
He's still alive,
They are protecting him. Plopsky, all he wants is that kill versus Rain.
Some revenge.
30 seconds left over. Doesn't even have the bomb. Doesn't want to die after time, so he's looking for the duels, and BMAS is going to give him one. The new kid on the block, 11 and 4. Officially more frags than he had versus Big in that series.
2 more frags than he had versus Big in the entire series. So yeah, that we don't even have to talk about that anymore.
Nope,
he's
that's out
back.
of the window.
He's back. It's great.
Yep.
Like this is. Yeah.
Sorry, if I may, I just say, like, I think this is just the proof that it was a one-off. Like, okay,
yeah,
maybe he's not going to, you know, he's performing well again today, and maybe this isn't going to happen every day, but we've seen what the low looks like. It's nice to know there are more highs than low for the moment.
Definitely. No, that clearly looked like an anomaly. It was just so stark compared to his other games. I was like, what? So yeah, this is cool. All right. FaZe potentially full strength. Coming back stronger. Bimus up to bat again. On the lower ramp. Plopsky, first victim.
Or first victor.
Flash. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah. He's pressured him.
Uh-oh.
He's pressured him. Done a great job of actually causing a distraction there. You saw the offset crosshair. Definitely not help BMAS out. Brokey. Looking to land these op shots, but he too starts to get a little pressured. Rez can't do much about it. Nico's going to creep in with one of the 2 snipers in this retake attempt, and he actually gets caught by Knock. Flashbang goes deep. CT goes high. All the while, one's in Z. Plopsky shut down by Cold. That's a crucial kill, or else Z would have been compromised. Brokey with the op on the retake. I mean, there's still a chance where they don't even go for this because they're losing players before they can even move forward, but looks like FaZe are going to try it. They are climbing the blue train, and Nox defending it with his life, but Brokey on the top side of it tries to fall back now. He knows this round is gone. There's no way he wins it, but can he even escape? No, sir. Hoppus shuts it down. That's a huge 4K for Nock, somebody who we've seen in post-plant positions quite often.
And it's an eco. Even though they lost all 5 players, they wouldn't have been able to buy if they had done this on a rifle after this many losses. But since they did it on eco, they saved enough money to get the full buy off again. So, well, they'll go up against full strength FaZe one more time, but friendly shrapnel. NiP have only done 19 utility damage to FaZe players, to be clear, which is funny because Plopsky in that one nade did almost 150 damage to his own teammates. Start turning that turning that energy on your opponents. It's a lot harder to get the grenades off on the T side, of course, but you know, one well-placed grenade this round would have done more damage than you've done combined as a team so far on the T side.
Let's keep an eye on that one. Keep a finger on the pulse, Elliot. Looks like a fast one. Molotov's already being thrown out here. Nico, he's playing behind the train, and he's good for some cover, but it's the ops. Both Cold Zera and Brokey connecting crucial shots. Rain moves forward, goes down. Hompus now trying to find the multi-kill, but BMAS, not just for holding the B bomb site, he's got flanks on him too. He takes Hompus down to 7 HP. And it's now Hompus versus both of the oppers. He has the bomb, and he's just going to dip out to the B bomb site. This could be perfect.
Yeah, this guy definitely reads books. He's smart enough to not to win this round. Oh, boy. He absolutely had to fight that, unfortunately. He couldn't fall down, make noise. He couldn't move from there without staying in view. He had to go for that spray. That was a very awkward angle, though. I mean, who knows? Maybe it still matters. There's an op here that could miss. Never mind.
Nope.
Brokey, he don't miss.
Brokey swings in and takes it. So I will say, however, Hompus another round where, you know, they knew where he was once he pulls off the first kill, but he's been doing a very good job of creating space from T-Con, whether that's pushing Olaf and holding, whether that's getting onto the bomb site unnoticed, whether that's splitting over to the B site. I mean, how often do you get to B for free twice in 12 rounds?
Sorry, what was that? How often do you get to B for free?
There, yeah, he slipped through Z twice.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah, so one of their strats, they do the B, like the full-on B, and then he's just meant to literally walk through the site. He's not necessarily meant to flank Z, but just to try to get a kill outside as well. Oh, wow. Another, man, they're just throwing the fast rush outside. They have kind of the same guns. It feels like they're a bit fed up, but who knows? It might actually work.
So far, so good. They've got that 3v3. They catch the Opper trying to fall back, but here comes BMAS again. Last time he was crucial, and this time, yet again, he's dropped it to the 1 versus 1. It's Rez v coldzera. Cold all the way back in spawn, but the bomb belongs to Rez for the moment. He has no utility and only the Galil. Look how scared he is. There is nothing near him except for corpses, and he doesn't want to become one.
I think, dude, I mean, first of all, BMS flanking like that, I think they didn't anticipate it, but at the same time, he literally killed them in the exact same way the last round versus the exact same execute. They should have been watching ladder with somebody, especially after having the man advantage. They just tossed that away, and here's the scope. The sound heard right before his death. coldzera playing in between sites, hoping for some kind of lurk play like that. Rez falls right into his trap.
Sure. What's wild about it as well is, you want to paint that picture about BMAS doing this twice. Well, we just saw Rez, clearly influenced by Hampus, decides to go out Z to B, and he's not quiet about it. Remember, coldzera was nearly caught the round previously because he was jumping through CT spawn into Hampus. This time, that trap gets turned upside down. The hunter becomes the hunted.
Oh, you really sounded like the war owl there. That was really weird.
And I still don't have a closer.
All right. Well, yeah, that was it's been a nice flank. I mean, it does take balls for BMS to go and flank ladder the way he did. Oh my god. I don't know if he's scared or happy that he saw that. They're setting up for grenades, so that's a good bit of information. He can call for his friends to come over and try to help him. I don't even think they realized that he spotted them, actually. They're only now starting to go over to clear out upper. But on this low buy, they don't have really many options to go back and like take ladder room control, fake outside. They're down to 3 flashbangs.
Ooh, he sees him. Brokey.
Wow.
Flicks over to the headshot. BMAS, his 15th frag on the board. Traded by Rez. Looks like they're trying to use that ladder movement to get over the cross, but now they're just stuck in no man's land. Brokey, he's still scoped forward. He's trying to flick onto them, but they do manage to cross. And coldzera is going to give cover to the op as Rez gets close. We saw him pinned behind E-Box last round. And this time, he is stuck behind the oil tankard. Oh, the feet. Brokey checks out the size 12s, decides to take him for himself, and the second one connects. Nicely done there by Brokey. 3-piece on the round, and coldzera comes in for that final swoop.
In terms of the opping, man, Brokey, he's really like, he's definitely had the fastest rise to world class. I mean, I can't believe how well he keeps up at this level with the op. As a player, I think signed on not even to be the opper specifically, right? Like just picked it up somewhere in that 10-year period. And yeah, looking super sick. 14-6. And NiP, they gave it their best shot. They're really not high chances of winning that round without getting more control on B because they were low on grenades and guns. But if they were a little bit luckier, of course they could have got that extra kill. That's an insane shot from Twist. He had to, if he looked up, he would have been looking at the light. He literally had to flick and hit the shot blind.
Oh, now he's blind. Yet again. Nox sits outside the Ivy smoke. He's got a teammate here, so strong crossfire if coldzera decides to push. And other than the kids, coldzera, he is next on the scoreboard for FaZe Clan. Wild spray from Nock draws Polopsky into the gunfight, and it all works out. But now Brokey, well, he's met by a smoke, and he still has the responsibility of keeping T-Con in check. Looks like Rain will take that from him, alleviate a bit of the pressure. It allows Brokey to play on the bomb site instead, but now he's susceptible to the pop dog hit. So it's difficult to hold off on A with only 2 CTs. The closer BMAS gets to the top of ladder, the more Brokey can turn his attention back to Ivy. Rain, in the meantime, he's decided to shut down T-Con in its entirety. 2 frags for Rain, man advantage stripped away from NiP, and Polopsky has to walk forward because it's not just the man advantage, but it's the bomb. And with 30 seconds left, Rain's gonna just pummel through the smoke. Knock, last man up yet again. This time he does cut down Brokey, but will he expect BMAS? Seems not. That's a tense one for FaZe Clan, a CT side that has not stopped giving.
Oh man, I don't know how that looked to you, but that was a pretty rough miss from Twists. He's sitting there. I think he's specifically holding this side of the flank from that side of T-Con and hoping Rain pushes up. And then Rain ends up getting both kills there. It's another mid-round situation gone sour. When we get to that level, that 3v3 mark, you get the CTs coming into the T's camp. It's the T's who are supposed to get the kill. So it was like +1 to the T's on the information, but -1 on another missed shot.
5 of their 10 rounds won by way of defuse. So we do have FaZe Clan getting on the, Ninjas getting on the bomb site more often than not. It's been a decent T side, but 5 rounds, best case scenario to close this. Final attempt, gonna be the straight up B hit. Sure, they have one player lingering over on Ivy, but everybody else has to find footwork on B. And it all boils down to dealing with the Opper first. Brokey, he's gonna get pushed back through oil cold. Well, he's rotated in, but lost half of his health already. Hoppus could very well just spam through smoke, but he holds off for the moment. They predict the walk down from Rain. Nicely done from Hoppus here. He's trying to find that second head, and he will right through smoke. Nico, 1 versus 4 to the top side of the box halls, but this looks like NiP have done it. A 5th round on their T side will definitely help as they swap over to the defense. There's a lot of pressure on this second pistol, so don't miss it. We'll be back after the break. Brokey looks good, BMAS looks good, Coldzera looks good, and that is a 3-course meal. 3-course meal. You absolutely love to see. Unless you're NiP, in which case it's a hell of a tough start, because while Knock is 16-12, tying BMAS for the most amount of kills, well, there's nobody else on his team who's really stepping up to that level. Let's see if the CT side does them any favors. Don't forget that this is the map pick of the Ninjas in Pyjamas, and for that reason, we expect big things from them. So awesome to see a 5 versus 3 here in the second pistol. It gives us hope for what could be an awesome little comeback.
Yeah, I like the idea behind taking them to train. I don't think it was a bad choice. It's just that FaZe looks so much better today than they did earlier this week. So, yeah, I mean, the CT side, it could be a whole new story. Their T side was very simple. I mean, but that was such a Swedish, like it was such an NiP T side. Very, very simple executes. And I'm not mad at it. You know, they were kind of ramming their head into a wall with like their fast outsides. But if that's their comfort zone, then they should stick to it. They shouldn't try to play a style they're not comfortable with. That's fine. There's still some stuff they could retool. It actually made me feel like they should try to be more a little bit like Fnatic and use more of those individuals, heighten that even more, try to perform more lurks, because it feels like that is a very prevalent style for that kind of CT side, or that kind of T side, excuse me. So FaZe will take the remaining 3 into lower, miss a Molotov that will be inconsequential, but still 5 up for NiP anyways.
Yeah, just shooting him in the back, letting them know what's coming. That actually did take Nico down to 1 HP. So let's see if he can make anything happen, because all the while, we've got coldzera connecting a couple headshots. Sure, he sits on only 22 HP with 3 CTs to go, but that one looked doable for just a moment. Twist, he's going to find himself a 3-piece here in the pistol, so he is adding up those frags, trying to catch up to Knock.
Winning the pistol is one thing. Denying the plant is also a pretty huge boon to the CT side. Yeah, it affects the CT buy here. They can buy up more SMGs if they like to more comfortably, as I'm sure they'll think that FaZe will attempt to get a plant before they buy. Yeah, and obviously the plants on train come a lot easier than most other maps,
especially with that short distance between ramp and the B site, but even with it being in close proximity, doesn't matter. There's guns posted up and knocking them down. 19 frags for Knock, easy anti-eco, and we've got FaZe Clan coming in with the buy. No op out of the gate, but plenty of AKs, plenty of grenades, and plenty of helmets too.
Yeah, it's just as you say. You know, sometimes people eco to outside to A, but the plan is way easier on B. It's the same deal as like Mirage Palace to the A site, just proximity from the choke point to the bomb plant zone. It's pretty much as simple as it gets. But yeah, we're already into a rifle up, and I like NiP trying to go for some map control here, putting their guns in closer positions while also, getting early information. You know, Plopsky really doesn't have to fall out of here. His teammates are too inner. They've got ladder room control. They're in pretty good spots.
And FaZe Clan all the while, they're all in one spot. I mean, very shoulder to shoulder here in the upper box halls. That grenade could have been worse. Could have been worse. Also could have been way better. Here's the hit, though. We've got 2 Ts coming off of the top rope, just looking to close this distance, looking to skewer Hompus against the wall. A second from Rain. If he starts to come alive, then we're going to have all of FaZe Clan basically hitting shots, and that is a beast to try and hold back. So, yeah, very straightforward. You see Rain just come out of upper with his back as close to the wall as possible so that nobody can directly beneath him shoot up, and he closes that distance, compromises, all of the sideline, and very easily cuts through the B bomb site. He's even going to rack up a 3rd frag versus Plopsky, so if Rez can survive with an M4, that's something. But otherwise, it's just FaZe Clan through and through.
Yeah, and I guess, because there's no op here, it really amplifies the power of Rain coming out of upper. Not worrying about Z, knowing there's no upgrades on that last round. So, yeah, and we didn't see entries like that from NiP in the first half. That was pretty beastly by Rain. And 11-7, FaZe in a pretty good spot already. The buy is actually not amazing for NiP. Somehow, I don't know if they upgraded, but they didn't lose any players last round. They just don't have much money left, somehow. Wow, they actually have to save. Even after the full Glock round, and they had 2 SMGs. That's interesting. And sad.
Yeah. Sad for NiP. Great for FaZe. FaZe up. And maybe FaZe back down. If the ninjas can pull off some wild antics. Don't forget, they have that M4. They've got a couple of Zeus's. Although Hompus is alone here in the box halls. Knock on the ladder. Oh, you know what? I've got to respect the hustle. Halfway up the ladder with his Zeus. Anybody sticks their little eyes down there, they're gonna have tasers in their eyes. You imagine that? Tasers in your eyes.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. There it is. You come to fight me in my angle, okay? You come to my house. That was them stacking up, holding for the right side, Ivy Peak. Another clean one for FaZe.
Yeah, assuming this is going to go well, right, for the rest of the round, I want to ask, because I have a belief that one of the best things for BMAS in this roster is the fact that he is coming in as an incredibly young, inexperienced player into an organization that has already signed what are legendary players in Nico, coldzera, and Rain. If you were BMAS and Brokey and you both got signed at the same time, wouldn't it be a little bit more intimidating? Whereas for BMAS, he's coming into a roster where Brokey has already proven to be a success story as this young, inexperienced player being thrown into a system with players of a whole different caliber and it working so well. I mean, Brokey was one of the hottest players at the start of 2020, and he still is an incredible prospect, but now he's got BMAS who looks kind of at him as guidance. And I think
the question? Well, what is the question? Is it more pressure or less? Is that what you're saying?
Less. Like, I think yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I got lost in my train of thought there. But I guess the question at the end of the day is, like, doesn't this make it easier for BMAS if he just looks to his left and already has Brokey doing what he's trying to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on your mindset. You know, like you could see that as like you're competing against Brokey, because I'm sure there's a part of him. You know, you want every player on this team is a lion. They want to be the best. As much as their team, you know, working together in terms of personal performance, I'm sure they all push each other. Sorry, I just had a beer back. 1 sec. Do you mind taking this?
I got it. Go. Family misfortunes. Nico is the only player at DreamHack Masters to be the second highest rated player in his family. Damn. I'm still waiting for more like Counter-Strike families to develop. You know, doesn't Scream have a younger brother out there somewhere? Tell me, is there a second Rops? What about Relaxa and Freddy Frog? They're twins, right? That's what we need. That's what Counter-Strike needs, a set of super twins. Ogre 1 and Ogre 2 type stuff for all my Halo fans. I'm gonna bring you back into the gun round though, because look, this one's fast. Nico, he has already passed the Molotov. Rez was fully blind that entire time, and Plopsky nearly dies. He will to the spam through the smoke by Brokey. Brokey, you're about a month late, bud. I don't know what that Krieg is doing in the field. I don't know who told you you could buy that, but he has already swapped it over for the M4. So we are back into the realm of reality. Hampus, he is on the bomb site. coldzera, tucked back by Olaf, tries to move forward to catch him, but he is just moments late. And Hampus, well, his position's going to be known as coldzera's trying to find a way to cut down this 3 versus 3 to the man advantage. He'll take it. Tries to snap back for the second headshot, but Twist bests him. And the spray, Twist, he may not realize he killed the player in the background. Brokey still inside the smoke, and that bomb's too far gone. Everybody's gonna die. It's a 12th round for FaZe.
Well, you see, Connor, the reason they win that one is because they walked out onto the A site really quickly. And, yeah, my name's Launders.
Brotherly love. Stown used to play with his brother, Dragonfly. That's very true, back on the Fragsters. Team that did very well, and I believe Betsnet, once upon a time. From there, who knows what happened to Dragonfly. Gets a little lonely without Launders, I'm not going to lie, guys. But I guess this is a chance for me and all of you to nurture our friendship. I don't really know what to ask you guys, so I guess we can just talk Counter-Strike. How about that? We'll keep it rolling, as we do have ninjas in a bit of a pickle. Plopsky, well, he's got that off. MP9 for Twist. Not much more for the rest of the CTs, and already 2 players down. That one absolutely has to sting. A deep grenade versus Rain is something to play off of, but all it's going to do is make Rez's job a little easier, maybe. He still has to hit the shot, and it seems like he's going to miss the 2, so he's lost the element of surprise, as well as the double man disadvantage. Everything's going well for FaZe. They've got 2 players encroaching on Ivy, but by cutting off the pop dog, well, we now have Rez trying to turn attention towards T-Con. Meanwhile, Nock, he will get pummeled just through the side of that smoke. It was looking really good for NiP for just a moment. Imagine a world where Nock wins that second fight. They've got the 2 versus 2. We would see Rez do this, get his hands on the gun, but BMAS wastes no time. He goes all the way to Old Bomb, executes the final frag, and we've got FaZe Clan leading by 5. Nothing other than a P250 picked up by Nock. $300 is all that they spend in this one. Hey, man.
Do we have another clean rifle round for FaZe?
Yep. And you're back just in time to watch the sheep be led to slaughter.
Wow.
It is easy for FaZe Clan.
Was it? It's basically another default. NiP couldn't keep up on all of their entries.
Yeah. They kind of had this awkward round where Plopsky has an op, Twist the MP9. They've just been bottoming out the economy, trying to turn this back upside down, but it's not working. Maybe this gun round will make a difference.
Yeah, but yeah, the numbers astronomical for the youngsters. Really, really good to see. Initial first layer execute outside. Beta some grenades. Pull the CTs forward. Plopsky goes to get some information. Rain spots him. Isn't happy to take the fight just yet. And I think Ivy is always what scares most teams. You do love to see it. Twist looks like he's in a good position to be flashed into Ivy if they want to try to get a kill. Interesting, they're actually picking up both sides. This means there's no close B rotator, so no Z player. So really, really hoping for outside.
This is like the slowest round we've actually seen out of FaZe for quite some time.
Appreciate a good tempo change. Look how much utility it's already drawn out. And NiP down to 2 smokes, 3 flashes.
Less than ideal. We get that simultaneous utility on both ladder and the Ivy. Nock. Gonna get dealt with swiftly. Hoppus pushed up on the ramp, gets the second. Nicely done. He's got the bomb at his feet, but he goes back for the AK, and that's absolutely gonna cost him. Coldzera comes in with the double, and Twist, he is surrounded on all fronts, but these 3 Ts are already low. 10 seconds to go. Nico gives cover. Nico saves the day.
Oh man, I thought Twist was gonna make play of the day, holding on, waiting for that bomb plant to go down just until there was enough time. Nico catches him in the back. Wow, okay. And yeah, FaZe, man, they score another one. That was actually a great push by Hampus, and he came back because Rez was on that flank, but a couple of failed frags from 2 NiP players means they just can't keep up.
Well, we've seen them do less with more. Let's find out if ninjas can use this whatever this is by to keep the game rolling. If not, we've got FaZe Clan doubling up the round count and looking to rob away the map choice of the ninjas. After Train, we're going to be moving on to Mirage. No matter who wins, no matter whether this draws to OT, it's Mirage up next. And it could be sooner than later. Nock, he's going to drop the Deeg shot. 4 versus 3. There is the AK up on Plopsky, and Rez's Deagle good for the headshot. So we've got a little life here in NiP. We've got a man advantage for NiP. And yet Coldzera still slips past. They're not able to keep him back. He's going to walk right into their back line. Deals with Rez. There's the headshot back from Plopsky. Can Nico do this 1v2? Plopsky's already sitting on the 3-piece. Oh, even though he's blind, Nico's still able to deliver another headshot. Or at least the frag. And Nico, well, he's going to move forward, not waiting for Plopsky. He tries to flick, and Plopsky's going to keep this game going. A 4K for Plopsky is what ninjas needed.
Man, ninjas, they have the talent. We can see it. I mean, Plopsky there with the 4 kills. the entries are in, and whoa, this actually comes down to the wire. Nico had delayed a little bit longer. No, but yeah, NiP, I mean, it feels like stylistically they're playing such a similar game to FaZe, but they're just not as good on the talent front. But I don't believe that that's true. I think, well, okay, you can't argue that NiP have more talent than FaZe. I don't think that's a fair argument, but I think they have enough for sure to combine with the way that they can win some rounds. It's just, I think the style, it's just too similar to what FaZe are trying to pull off for them to separate themselves from what FaZe can bring and what FaZe can offer in terms of their talent and experience. And Twist, he's now taking Ivy into his own hands, which is great. And the flash, actually from a passive position, but it still opens up, yeah, Bimis to come through for the peak. Twist was just chilling, not even waiting for a counter flash from his teammates, and all of his friends are dying around him.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling, I don't imagine. We'll see if they can come over from the B bomb site and plug these holes, whether FaZe decides to just execute to the outer yard, if they want to follow through with this trident of an assault. They've got players in every position, and already that two-man advantage. Now, what really scares me is we've had individual prowess from Knock. He's got the op, and he is very much back in the depths of A. But yeah, look at this. The scouting report starts to get faxed over to coldzera. He is telling his team that B is the place to be. And they're going to start sprinting over. Brokey, Molotov at the feet of Rez. He could have gone up or out, and he decides the latter. Now it's coldzera. He's going to be trying to keep them inside of Z. Sprays for the first one. There's Knock off. There's the potential solution, but Nico, he's going to bully him on the outer side of Z. This one is finished. FaZe, 16 rounds here on Train, and they steal NiP's map pick.
Man, yeah, and again, it's just stylistically, it seems like they match up so well to NiP and what they have to bring, and just look a cut above on Train. And we didn't see outstanding performances from like Rez. You know, Plopsky had a good round in there, but there needed to be more pieces coming into play, and there are way more pieces coming into play for FaZe Clan. Really nice comeback from Bimes on that map.
Stellar stuff. Good to see that the pieces are connecting for FaZe, but of course we've got Mirage up next, and that means this could be a 2-0. Join us after the break with the analysts to see what they have to think.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey, Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
That same old feeling. Don't know what's right or wrong. Searching for meaning. I've been thinking about it way too long. So whatever you long for, don't give up along the way. Just don't give up along the way, you know, and cherish the moment.
Guys, it looks like BMAS heard you. You were not impressed with what he delivered in the game against Big, but this time around on Train, he stepped it up alongside coldzera to make the magic happen. A 16-9 scoreline in FaZe's favor on NiP's map pick of Train. It did not look good for the Ninjas here. They were outclassed on every level of it. We go on to Mirage next, and my oh my, I thought Jacob was losing his mind, but he might be onto something here right now.
I'm gonna let him just gloat and float and gloat. That's his moment to shine. He was right. The prediction was right. No, listen. I think two things need to be considered here. Two dimensions. The first one is the clutch in the first house, and these were massively in favor of FaZe. And this is where you could really see that experience shine through. We've seen coldzera win clutches. We've seen other players as well. These bomb plant situations at the beginning in the first 6 rounds, FaZe defused the bomb 3 times. These are very, very pivotal rounds, very key rounds. Super tight, and FaZe, got the better of it. And then when you flip over to the second half, the problem was I felt like NiP just gave too much space to FaZe. I think they were a bit too comfortable with them, and you could see just FaZe when they start to go. I have this round in mind where they go out of B upper, and you just see Rain rushing, and then 2 quick headshot, and you're done. And that was so impressive.
Do you guys want me to say something, or should I just sit here and be still?
It's all good.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Well, rather than say anything, Pimp, right? Why don't you start giving some of this magic drawing that you can do for us? Why don't you give us your stat helix this time around, mate?
Let's get to it, right? Because I think FaZe Clan actually played a pretty well CT side. They were very diverse. They're being very proactive, and this is a great showcase of it. Now we're gonna play out the round, and you see Nico. He's gonna get an initial kill. He's gonna have him over here towards Hampus, winning out the initial duel. That's always a good thing. Nico gets a kill right here. That's great. Now in the meantime, look down here towards Ivy. What happened? coldzera is now boosted up in this position, and we can actually fast forward a little bit because nothing is gonna happen. Now what is going to happen is that. Just go a little bit back. Brokey, he's going to throw a second smoke for coldzera so he can keep this position. That is some good team play right there in coldzera. He's good in this position. He gets a kill. Alrighty, we can fast forward. Well, coldzera, he doesn't give any chance of actually reacting, right? coldzera is just going to push down towards Ivy all the way in towards T-spawn, and even though NiP still have 40 seconds left to play with right here, he's now gained so much map control that FaZe can put themselves in a good position. coldzera is going to come in with a flank, get a kill towards Plopsky, and we don't really have to see the minimap anymore. We can just watch the point of views that I've also created together with my editor out there. Now, Nico getting the first kill, always a great opening, but this boost down towards Ivy, that is what's so great from coldzera. He's sitting here in a good position. He's getting another smoke from his teammate. Look how he's waiting for it. He's waiting for it, and there we go. Goes up, peeks again, and now he has the balls also to push through the smoke and gain even more map control. That is the coldzera we used to see in MIBR when they were at their best, constantly being proactive, constantly figuring out where can I push, when can I not, and if you can find that level of play within FaZe Clan as well, that is such a great asset to have to your team. He reads the game so well, and there was some nice, well done play by FaZe Clan right here.
And now going on to Mirage, guys, I am extremely scared for NiP because if you get that level of FaZe Clan, the individuals putting up the numbers, NiP's just going to be blown out of the water here. Where is the hope for NiP right now, Maniac?
Listen, we are definitely in a very comfortable territory for FaZe. The only thing is I haven't really seen BMS on that Mirage, so I don't really know where he fits in and how he slots in. But if I'm just looking at FaZe's result, there is a sea of green results. And I'm talking about win versus Fnatic, I'm talking about win versus Na'Vi, there's G2 in there's Mouse Sports, NiP as well.
Legit.
So all the lights are green. All the lights are green if you FaZe, and I think it's going to require a massive reaction from NiP. Again, in terms of philosophy, I want to see them a bit more aggressive. I want to see take the fight to FaZe and not respect them.
BMS well, on Mirage. It's gonna be very interesting, James.
It really is, Pimp. We're going to go to a break, but this could be it for NiP unless they step it up beyond belief on Mirage. We'll see you guys in just a few moments because this game is going to be one that you won't want to miss.
All right, so we've got the FaZe Clan 1 map up, and it was in pretty damn dominant fashion. Will they get the 2-0, though? That's the question we have to ask ourselves.
Yeah, it's a good question. To be clear, we spent a lot of time talking that match, and I think we missed a round where FaZe were able to, or missed a plant. I remember looking at the plant, it was like 4 seconds on the clock. Didn't get the bomb down, they lost the round. And yeah, sorry about that, guys. Really, really sorry about that. We'll pay more attention in this next map. And the other comment that I think was misconstrued was that it said NiP have the same amount of talent as FaZe and then refuted myself? No. I said NiP have enough talent to win this game, but play a similar style to FaZe. If they do that, they'll always be one step behind. And we saw on Train, everybody lighting up on FaZe. If that happens again, of course, it's going to be tough because if you play like the other team, but you're not as good, you're always going to be living in their shadow. So we'll see what happens in the rest of this series, if we even get a third map. But it looks like FaZe today are so much better than we've seen from the rest of the group stages at Masters.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous to think of the kill count that BMAS just puts up after following what was, a near empty-handed game versus Big. So that to me is really, I'm done talking about that one because this is very clearly him back in form and doing what he did well enough for FaZe to even pick him up to begin with. So, the question mark around BMS is gone. And now you said that, NiP, they're still going to forever be in that shadow if they can't catch up to FaZe. And don't forget for a moment that these players have been casting shadows for years now. The experience on FaZe Clan should always be enough, especially as the form of the individuals who have that experience is not in question. coldzera looked great today.
Yeah, so Mirage can be the great equalizer for a lot of teams. We know the skill set, the tools for NiP. We know the tools for FaZe as well. And it could all be left on the table here. But I don't know. How do you feel about NiP on this map? Do you think that we're seeing a third after that first map or no?
After that first map,
feeling like no now.
Yeah, I kind of want to just call it 2-0. I want to say that FaZe, because they have looked good in this online realm of Counter-Strike, I'm hoping that the series versus Big is more a result of Big's direct preparation and Big's ability to, again, perform well with time in between games. So I want to say that's what that was. That was Big defeating FaZe, not FaZe beating themselves. And now today we've got FaZe back and providing what they do, which is top tier Counter-Strike. So NiP, they've had promise, but I don't know. On an individual level, they just looked outclassed in that first map.
Yeah, and that was with Rain, 13 frags on the map, 66 ADR, but having an extraordinary T side to get them through some of the entries. All right, so here we go. Let's see what they can do on Mirage. See if we can get a better version of NiP. Of course, the pick of FaZe, this is going to be strong for them. They already won NiP's map pick, ready for the 2-0. Loser is eliminated from Masters.
Yeah, that one's going to sting. Winner continues on the journey of the lower bracket. Let's get into this one. Don't blink, Mohan. Little Glock tap. That one shot serves as the warning sign for what is the all-in from FaZe Clan. But they haven't checked Hampus. He's got this back corner. Good for the one execute. But then he falls. Twist. Peeks back into the marketplace. That reload. Little awkward reload there as he spams through smoke. That definitely could have cost him. Didn't seem like he was ready for another follow-up fight. So FaZe, 4 versus 2 in the post plant. Holding it back from a distance, and with coldzera having gotten his hands on the US key, it all gets easier. Knock, trying to clutch with what he can, but he's already down to the 50% HP. Little bit of damage back the other way. This one is done for. FaZe Clan pick up first pistol.
We're seeing a lot less action towards A these days, a lot more. It's a lot more even towards the B site. There's a lot of memes for the B site players, how you're basically just sitting there for 5 rounds, and then one team will rush, and then because you haven't warmed up, you'll just get destroyed. They'll get the bomb down, you can't retake. But these days, there's a lot more hits towards B, so we're seeing a lot more ladder and doubling up on B, ladder room control, and holding on to retake positions. We saw this be a problem for G2 yesterday. They figured it out ultimately. But yeah, on the A site, it's retakeable, so players can be on flex more often. Now, FaZe, they are setting up for the full A attack. This time it's an anti-force buy. I think they know that NiP are going to try to buy into this, but they've got a connector split coming as well.
Mollies go deep to prevent anybody from throwing themselves through the smoke. And for the moment, that's not the plan. Plopsky, he sat back, but this could cost him because Rain's going to come around the jungle corner. And sure enough, he starts to unravel this A site. But just because he kills the player inside of jungle doesn't mean the threat is gone. There are still 3 CTs within the A site, and Hampus comes over with a crucial kill. You can't help but feel like maybe they were going to rock that bomb back with the position of Rain, but having lost him, they decide to come back to A. Now, things really get scary because in that little minute moment, we actually had Knock get ever closer to the ramp. He is right on the exit of it, and he's got 2 Ts ahead of him. Still a player underneath the balcony, And then as well, we have that scout still in the mix with Twist, back on ticket, ready for these opening duels, but it's knock in with just the one frag off of the Deagle. So they've killed 3 people at this A site. Do they anticipate a 4th? Rez, he is sitting here. He hears Nico. He gets that first headshot, doubles up on the damage. Hampus lends a helping hand, but coldzera brings it back. And the 1 versus 1, Cold versus Hampus, Deagle versus AK, 10 seconds left over, and Hampus is going to take a bunch of damage, but the grenade does just as much. And Cold, he's going to plant this. He gets it in. Now the retake has to happen. Hampus needs the headshot, and coldzera's giving it to him. The chances are there, but he moves. He doubles back to the side of triple, and he takes the head clean off. It's FaZe Clan converting, despite the best efforts of that A stack.
And that's why NiP's always scary, of course. You know, that was actually a really nice A split to start things off, getting Rain in the window, flanking the connector player, taking advantage of the fact that NiP don't want to play mid on a force up, and then using a small fake to also commit to A as well, holding on to all these positions in case they push. So they did their best to get a lot of information, opening kill as well. And now FaZe are out to mid. It is an easier round than the last, but a lot of great damage done there for NiP that'll count as we move forward in this half.
Easy dealing with the catwalk play. Nothing at all here for Ninjas. So solid conversion from FaZe. This is going to be the 3-0 start. Hampus lucky to be alive as he takes further damage. Maybe a reposition will do him some good. We did see the banger through the murder hole just last round, but he disengaged. Instead, trying to find Brokey.
Yeah, anything that he can get, of course. In this round, nobody actually saved properly for the AWP. In fact, Twist looks like he's making an adjustment. He's going to be buying the AWP glass cannon. I wonder why he didn't save properly to buy this AWP. Everybody else will have the money to work with. But yeah, spending a lot of money on that second round takes out of this one. Susceptible to grenades. It's really going to be situational to see if this matters at all. They're not going to be playing with the consideration that he is glass cannon. It just might incidentally affect the round if he eats some damage. Whoa, see this heavy B lane from the CTs. They're not getting information fast enough.
Nope. They don't have the information, but maybe they've got the kills. Oh, knock. He just lets that first one in, but BMAS is going to clear the closer corner. Rez, he has managed both of the frags here, helping out very well with what was the commitment from FaZe. Now they hold off for just the moment, bringing a player in from T-spawn. They want to come in on ramp. Issue is that bomb. It is down in the dirt, and so they can't go back fully without it. We see Ninjas trying to move over, and they do so successfully. Rez, excellent kill versus coldzera. This is the one-man hold here on the A site, and it's not going to get any easier for FaZe. They're just going to wait, hope somebody walks into the scope of Brokey. But so far, it's Rez on for the ace.
Yeah, you might actually put it together. Tetris play here. Tez looking for another fight. The exact same position. He's running low on ammo. Oh, he's getting pushed to the limit. Head tries to be ducked, and Nico still finds him. Well, it's a much better situation for FaZe already.
Yes, sir. Nico's going to take that off. Also takes the high road. If he can deal with the player towards ticket, then they can just turn attention onto connector in order to make this cross. But they've got 20 seconds left to do it, and still no CT gives them the peek they need. Nico, he's going to keep him into ticket as that bomb goes down. Molotov starts to fluster the post plant. Nico in the open, still able to get away, but doesn't land that shot. It could have made a world of difference. Now he's going to go forward. No scope headshot into Hampus. That's just unreal. And Brokey, well, he's looking to do this 1v2, but Plofsky takes him down, and we've got the Ninjas on the board.
There's where the damage mattered a lot. They dropped the Molotov onto default after forcing this specific plant. There was no other way they could put the bomb down except for CT spawn with Nico covering it. So Incendiary calls it out. The damage counts for something in the retake, and although it comes marginally close, of course, with enough players to trade, they keep that man advantage alive and win the round. And yeah, this is a great round here from Rez to start things off. Of course, we looked at that mini map. There's 2 over towards B, 1 on Cat as well. I think there's 3 in total basically committed to the site. They were far rotates from A, and FaZe tried to take advantage of that by playing a contact play out of Palace. It was actually a perfect move by FaZe, met only by, of course, talent of Rez to pick up the slack there for Knock. Whoa, you do not want to be running A without Palace control in this situation.
Yeah, this could really come back to bite them. They're going to have to deal with the ramp flank and a Palace player, and still, we've got Knock back here on ticket. So this is Ninjas in a perfect position to just encapsulate FaZe Clan on the A site. They're going to desperately try for the plant, and they will get away with it. Now, there is this weird world where maybe Nico comes in from the other side of the map, but I don't know, he is too far gone. Maybe if it was an underpass to connector type play, but even as he throws himself through the window, Twist finds his first kill. Ninjas 2 rounds right in a row.
And that looks like Twist knowing exactly what strats coming their way. So that's a beautiful round from NiP to call out all the positions. Yeah, it's actually perfect. The 2 players in Palace, one hangs back, one big flanks. Player in Palace takes his time. A ramp or CT spawn player hits the op shot as they're looking to clear under balc. Yeah, coming out full A ramp, you know, there's a lot of holes in that. If there's anybody even on the balcony to push into halls when the execute comes out, that's a liability. So interesting choice by FaZe to try that. But NiP will have a round where they can just try to make some money. Single push actually. It's the AK pushing into halls. Bit dangerous to pull off on an eco. Don't want to leave an AK in an untradeable spot, but it seems okay right now.
Yeah, all is good. That one P250 for coldzera may not even find a chance. We get a little bit of damage there versus Twist, but Plopsky's pulled into the action, and FaZe are sent packing. It's the 3-0 to the 3-3 start.
And the immediate buyback. What's FaZe's plan going to be? Some interesting things. It feels like there's some mind games going on with the way that the teams are executing. FaZe calling out an NiP setup, NiP calling out a FaZe setup, kind of with both of these A takes. A really great anti-eco that comes close by FaZe. Like the thought behind it. It's actually a round that they could use on a full rifle with the first smokes on the A site and then the 2 underpass lurks. But here it's just a normal default from FaZe out towards mid. And NiP's response is to have a player ready to push Palace and 1 close A ramp. It's actually not bad for the CTs. As we can see, 4 leaning towards A.
Denying vision. Rain may very well choose to take up position in connector. And Hampus' grenade with a little bit of spam definitely does enough to confirm they're right on the other side. But he goes for the reload at the worst possible moment. And still, that's a kind of a ridiculous headshot. Oh, and another through the triple box. Rez, solid stuff here from the depths of A. 5 versus 2 is where FaZe are left. And again, they will just try to clamber into the bomb site. You know, last time we saw the Ninjas not give them anything, no window of an opening. However, right now they do have the chance, but Knock apparently putting up no scopes versus Brokey, and that second op swings. FaZe gonna lose the lead as Ninjas take it by 1.
Man, oh, that reload too. And that was after they made the decision to push through connector. This could have got ugly, but man, the reactions there from Rez to blast Rain as the second player crossing, not even in vision by the time he shoots. Just goes for the flick through the box. Just beautiful stuff by him as they're trying to break into the site. Yeah, it's another pretty good setup though out the gate from NiP, and FaZe will now lean towards B on this round. A couple of flashes, just trying to Fnatic it basically.
Ooh, nice attempt. A little bit of a flying dink there, and the damage is fantastic. Obviously, just running through the fire is never a good way to keep yourself alive. But they try to fluster the CTs, and nobody seems to budge. Ninjas, they are coming into their own form here on Mirage. So far, so good. Chewing through the anti-ecos. This has looked pretty simple for the Ninjas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, lots of good things to say so far about the CT side. And the gambles that they're making and the gambles that FaZe are making seem less effective. Would like to see that anti-force up round on one of these rifle rounds and see how it works out. That first layer execute plus the late connector presence and see how NiP respond.
Oh, nice, Brokey. And he dodges back into the cover as well. So shutting down Hampus on the push and dodging the potential for the trade frag. Now, Plopsky's going to probably try to flash over here to get Rez out of underpass, but Rain, he's ready for it. And the flashbang hits Rez, so he made it harder than ever. Knock inside of the palace, grabs one frag, falls back towards triple stack, and he's going to rotate over. But what's FaZe's plan here? Looks like that bomb pushes into palace as Twist goes extending around on ramp. He could very well cut off all of the support for this bomb carrier.
Yeah, he could live by himself in this spot if he gets a kill. It depends if the trade comes in. Double peek on the ramp, but yeah, one's late. Bomb in the halls. Oh, smoke to help out as well. Yeah, the CTs, they have not rotated back to help him. It's an interesting spot here for NiP. They could get mid-rounded hard. Might come down to Brokey. He's fallen scoped. No, he's not going to unscope here. Doesn't look like.
Knowing that there was a player on ramp, though, do they think that there's only that one man on A? Would have made sense to have had a second defender over here, but they're still staying heavier towards B. And I think BMass, him selling this fake, it's only going to solidify the ninjas on the B site. It could pull Twist over, but it seems like he seems a little wary of the Palace play, and he lets the first one out. However, the smoke now, it's meant to block off his vision, but instead he blocks off the bomb. It has been picked back up and denied a second time. Twist, his patience pans out over on that A site. It's a 6th round for the ninjas.
It's kind of a juvenile fake. You know, they just attempted to make some information, but didn't commit a person to it. Couldn't afford to, really, in the 3v3. So this round's all about Twist. He's not, you can credit him for not moving, but at the same time, he doesn't really have a reason to move with 2 teammates alive and no bomb spotted. Like, that would be foolish, right? So that's good of him to sit there, but not surprising. GG, Sniper, Diff. NiP just got 4 op kills on Train. Both Could and Brokey, 7 and 13 respectively. Individually got more than that on the gun. Huh. Yeah, and it was at CT side where Cold and Brokey almost every round was like 2 and 3 kills on some of these rifle rounds with the op. It definitely had tremendous impact on like the outcome of that half. The presence of the ops alone. Ooh. Oh yeah, it's just the 1 AK on Bimas. Bimas.
Good collection of grenades, though. So we'll see if FaZe can put the set piece to good work on the A site. No close defense. Nobody forcing themselves onto the ramp. Nobody underneath the palace. Just knock back on tickets. Oh my god. He just waits and waits and waits. And then, of course, it's poor Rain to get cut out of the equation. So there is still 4 Ts trying to push their way onto this A site. Knock has a smidgen of a gap, and he still manages to soften up Brokey. So much so that Twist's sidearm can take him down. But a deep T smoke meant to cut off the jungle players is what BMass now uses to move himself forward. So his AK-47 could be the difference maker. He gets that second frag, and now he's turning his attention back over towards the ticket, but he's going to get flanked out by Hampus. Hampus making the difference until Nico, well, he's moved forward and he got his hands onto the op. A deagle as well to try and play with. The bomb's so far gone, but the ninjas, they're going to stick this. Knock on top of it, defused through. Ninjas taking 7.
That was a little bit too scary. Matt, I love how Hampus is always on this lurk. This big flank comes into play. You think because of Bimass's play on the A site that they actually have a chance, but of course the lurk comes in. And that got scary. It looked like that kind of round where Nico put together the deagle kill and the op kill and clutch it out. But Ninjas used their utility so well there. The AT to drop on his head, the flash to get him out of vision, the smoke down to obscure any of the points of reference to allow for the plant. Yeah, everything worked out well. Rain, lots of damage done. Right out the start of this round onto mid control. They're pushing hard for connector. It's going to be heard. It's just, can it be dealt with? Yeah, wow, they split up too. They fast connector and ladder room control. Wow, Hampus gets caught off guard instantly, and Rain gets his frag. They split open the map from the middle on both sides.
Yeah, and it's looking really good here for FaZe Clan, looking to break through the spree of victory. victories for Ninjas. Knock turning his attention back, dodging the shots from Palace, but now he's inside of the flames. He's going to extinguish that, actively cutting off BMAS, who has made sound. So Knock, he has a read on this situation, and there's nobody coming in behind ramp to deal with him. So he could very well be a problem for the T side. He's drawing them in now. And with their attention turned away from Ticket, that's what could prime Plopsky to go in for his duel. But instead, he's cut back by Brokey. So Knock still having to clutch this on his own. He's gonna finally miss a shot, and Cold Zera punishes him for it. Twist, the last man up, nowhere near this bomb site as it's planted, and if he even moves 5 feet forward, Nico's gonna grab him.
Man, what a shame. That was such a beautiful round from Knock. Although FaZe, in the default, they win that connector control and ladder control at the same time. Knock uses his smoke in such a way.
Very nice.
Toyed with. Of course, get that one tap kill. But Knock uses his smoke perfectly. It blocks off. He doesn't panic. He walks out to the side a little bit, drops a smoke to his right. It blocks off the player peeking from stairs, makes him scared to actually peek stairs because it's hard to tell if you have the advantage. And it allows him to also, if the sandwich drop comes in, to win that duel and a player crossing left so he can fight halls. It's really, really hard to deal with, and kind of a shame that he missed that that last shot under balcony. It's one of those rounds that is beautifully played from a positional perspective on top of a great op frag.
Whoa, Knock a little out of position, but still, what a great adjustment. Him and Twist both in with an op frag apiece. Rez, he's trying to turn his attention away from the gunfight as Hompus comes in from Ticket, and that's the 4v2. Ninjas in pajamas, double man advantage, putting FaZe Clan back into a difficult spot. It looks like they want to fall back from ramp, but they're also firing shots both from Palace and the ramp room, so they're just going to let them know exactly what's up. FaZe Clan, they want to fight. They want the aim duels. Nico, oh yes, taps right into Hampus. Sure, the damage has been done. FaZe Clan barely alive, but they are still fighting. Nico will go to his final breath. And as they have now got it into the 2 versus 2, realizing there's 50 seconds left, they actually have open options.
It's just the health. Oh, it makes it hard to do a lot. The Nico, he doesn't even want to commit too hard to that fight. Just tried to get a free frag if possible. Broke in the 1-on-2 with an op. You know, it's unlikely for sure, but it looks like he'll get a free plant and he can play anywhere he wants. So let's see this mind work, Brookie. What are you going to attempt? And it seems like he's hoping there was one on the site. All that'll do maybe is drag the CTs closer. Whoa, it looks like they don't even properly hear the plant. Yeah, the number 7 man is still over on A.
So Brokey's going to take that position back on bench. He's going to peek into the door, and he is no more. Plopsky finishing that one. It was minimal health there for Brokey, but considering at one point in this very same round, we had him and Nico in that 2 versus 4 on A, completely outnumbered, and by what looked like it, stuck in a gunfight. They did a good job of making something out of nothing, and it's at least a bit more money for FaZe Clan. But Ninja's doubling up the round count. This 8-4 lead on the CT side, that's pretty big.
Yeah, Nico's looking terrifying, and he's not even having like an unbelievable series so far. I mean, he had like almost 90 ADR last match. It's just, for Nico, he's in the same realm as, Device and Simple. So him to do that is almost expected, sadly. Rain once again, early damage, trying to get out mid. Break grenade's been placed, and Hampus pulls off this push one more time.
He's going to double it back, immediately looking to hang on to this 5 versus 4. It costs them barely any utility. It costs them 0 health.
He is really stopping the problem before it starts.
Yep, a big time. But Nico, he's been causing problems once the rounds have already started. So let's see if he can crack open a couple more heads here. It's being watched by Plopsky. Oh my goodness.
You're serious?
He just swings right in.
Too. Yeah.
Now it's going to be Rez at bat, dropping bomb and falling back beneath the palace. So even with Nico doing the unthinkable, it's still not easy here for FaZe. Rez, he's going to get pressured and pummeled by utility, taking a little bit of damage. Nice adjustment there to the head of Rain. Very quick execution as Hompus takes another one. This 13th round looking like it belongs to the Ninjas. Brokey, a little bit desperate here, shooting through the floorboards and pushed back on his op.
Another beautiful hold from Rez. And I'm seeing shades of Golden from Hampus as the IGL. He plays quite aggressively, goes for these big, long flanks. He trusts his aim, even though that's not technically why he's on this team. It's not that he's a bad player. Of course he's not. Obviously very high frag in IGL from what we're seeing right now. But yeah, he does a lot of these things by himself, which is kind of like Golden in some way, which is kind of interesting. Brokey, don't get that exit before time ticks down. And he is an endangered species being hunted right now. Does not want to lose the op by any means. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Great movement from Rez. Dropping down like a slinky on a staircase. Super clean, super smooth, and he's been crispy on A. Even when he comes out of that smoke, a player peeks jungle, instant headshot.
Nico running down to the connector already. Look at the confidence of Nico here, just boiling over. And with some of the headshots he's hit on that AK, I don't blame him. So I'm very excited to see what he can do with this op. Looking to jackknife the A site, but clearly FaZe not playing too fast because that bomb's still back towards spawn. Just spreading across the map to start. And they've actually gotten some pretty significant control of it all. Inside of the top of connector, we have Nico down at the bottom of mid, completely clear. And it's not like we've got Plopsky back on the market bench, just kind of holding murder hole either. This is a lot of room for FaZe to work with, but they haven't figured that out yet.
Man, it's always scary when teams are leaving this window open because, yeah, they're living in NiP's head rent-free right now. Twist spotting from CT spawn. They have to come back and watch it. It's dangerous for Plopsky. You saw how he died last round. Whoa, that misses Twist? I don't even know how. That looked like it was directly on him. 3 in connector, though. The information is there. And so the repeak's actually in. There's a chance that he gets a kill. Oh, but he gets caught on the fallback. Nico outplays Twist.
Let's see if Rain can do one. He spots the body behind the default, so yes, sir. He executes him with ease. The answer back is knocked. Done and dusted. He was trying to hit him from the Tetris, but now with 20 seconds left, it's Plopsky and Hampus 2 versus 4, and they drop the bomb. Oh boy. Hampus, he's gonna get shut down by BMAS, so Plopsky with everything to do here, switching over to the sniper. He's gonna expose himself a bit over towards the ramp, and Nico shuts him down. It doesn't matter if it's AKs or ops, Nico's hitting headshots today.
You gotta appreciate that Nico, he waits on this angle for the entire time. That's a beautiful shot, but he was so patient just to sit there the entire time that Twist was fighting. Trust his teammates to try to bait out the shot on the left side. And again, I think they're preying on the fear of not having window room control by NiP. I think that was pretty scary for them. Twist had to go back to CT spawn to make sure they weren't getting flanked on top of finding a new spot. And that's why this map control is so important for the season.
Ooh. Rain lucky to be alive.
Yeah, dude, Rez has a voracious appetite today. He has been doing so much for NiP on the A site.
Hampus gets burned out of position. Rez can still hold above. And oh my god, he's not watching that smoke. So Rain, he sprints right through, even with minimal health, able to get one. Then Nico trades positions with him, and BMAS is going to close that gap. He's got the bomb, and it's going to go down. 4 versus 3 now. coldzera right on the side of the stairs. He just gut stuffs Twist through what was the fading smoke. So Nock and Plopsky, all that's left. And they peek right into the sandwich hold from coldzera. He is looking crisp. And Plopsky, well, another post-plant retake attempt. It is the final round of the half, so he's going to have to give it his all. And nobody seems to want to face him. He has 3 bullets when he goes for the peek, and it only takes 1. Brokey shutting it down. FaZe Clan, 6 rounds on this CT side as they'll start that second half after the break. Join us in a moment.
Lately I've been reminiscing, thinking about our time. Wondering if the feeling's real or is it all just in my mind? Cause you never gave me nothing, you just left without a trace. And your touch left me guessing, trying to fill this empty space. But I said I'm not gonna let this break me. I said I'm not gonna let it say. I said I'm not gonna let this break me. No. Tell me that you think about him, even in our private time. Tell me when you say my name, was it really him on your mind? I don't know how you do it, pretending like you care. I'm questioning my intention, how could you say, how could you dare? But I said I'm not gonna let this break me. I said I'm not gonna let it say. I said I'm not gonna let this break me. No, no. I don't normally go on this way, but I never been hurt like this. Now I understand what they mean when they say that love's a bitch. Well, I guess I'm only human, and I'm bound to make mistakes. I've been this way for way too long, there's only so much I can take. But I said I'm not gonna let this break me. I said I'm not gonna let it say. I said I'm not gonna let this break me. No, no. I said I'm not gonna let this break me. I said I'm not gonna let it say. I said I'm not gonna let this break me.
Leading by 3 rounds, the Ninjas in Pajamas still not favored by the Betway odds, but considering the way they were dismantled on Train, I think we may have a game on our hands. Don't forget that it took them 3 maps versus Vitality to get here. And now? Well, now they've got a chance. It's the second pistol coming in hot. We've got tons of flashbangs, and by tons, I mean 3, here for the Ninjas at B.
Yeah, could certainly be more than you need.
Start to go over. Knock.
Window cross. Yeah, they're out fast.
Real quick. Lickety split. 2 headshots instantly here for the Ninjas. Let's see if the CTs can clamor back. Not good so far. Everybody goes down with just the 1 kill on BMAS. So Rain crossing over through the spam of the market window. It's going to need the most beautiful 1 versus 4 you have ever seen. And he's just getting peppered from all directions. He's brought the salt. Rain peeks out, and that is it. Hampus ready for the headshot. Ninjas in Pajamas taking 10 double digits early for the T side.
I like the approach on the execute. The smoke takes a long time to land in front of the window, but it's just meant for the rotator. So they decide not to let it plume first. Execute with the flashbangs. And I think when you see the smokes, you might pull out some counter utility. FaZe end up eating the flashbangs. NiP take it quick. And yeah, again, B is just being very susceptible these days to rounds like that. Once you get out, that's just when it gets terrifying. And this round, FaZe have decided to stack 4 on a connector. NiP approaches with a low round, but yo, it's easy for Hampus.
Hell yeah. He's just going to keep this one moving as well. Little smoke grenade for jungle as his teammates decide to pinch out from ramp. So hitting this A site from all directions, and Brokey knows he's got to go. That scout and MP9 can still be saved. Why not use it in the third?
Yeah, they win this clean. It'll be a recycled couple of guns. NiP, they went ahead and bought up mostly AKs, though, knowing the CT side force was coming in. So that it's actually great for them, of course, you know, that they don't lose anybody. They would like to have gotten more kills with the MAC-10, of course, but they can weaponize Twist as an entry fragger versus full guns versus pistols, whatever it is. We're seeing this kind of 4 AK, 4 rifle, MAC-10 buy come in more and more often, especially on Inferno. But of course, it goes for all the same standards of the MAC-10 apply across all maps. You know, you have more move speed. You're encouraged to run and shoot at the same time. You literally can jump and shoot at the same time. You're only 1,000 value target with your armor and your nades, you know, 3,000. But you're incentivized to keep running in, keep creating space because you want to get as close to your targets as possible. So there's some benefits the MAC-10 the AK doesn't even have.
Variety, the spice of life. And we can apply that to Counter-Strike nowadays. Real fun. We get the flashbangs through the smoke on Catwalk. There is a gap just above that, so they start to shoot through Connector, but it looks like a second smoke pops, and BMAS, well, he wants to go to the top of mid. He actually cuts off one of the riflemen, and that's going to be a great upgrade from the MP9. Now that P250 on B coupled with the Scout hasn't done too much, but Brokey does connect one, and he sees another, but he can't do anything about res. Good thing for BMAS, he's doubled back from the top of mid, and now we've got the FaZe clan in a prime position, but Hampus starts to claw this one back under control, and it's going to take a wrap back through market. All 3 CTs have decided to come through this position, and Hampus, he almost lines them up. He does substantial damage to Rain, but Plopsky maintains a chance for NiP in the clutch. He's looking all around him, but he doesn't think for a moment that both of these members of FaZe clan are still inside the market. How do they bounce out? Looks like they're just going to run out dry. They don't have the utility to deny his vision. Plopsky swings wide, still watching flank, still not suspecting BMAS to be all the way back on market, but now he may know. BMAS crouches right in, and he takes that headshot. He takes the 3K, and he takes FaZe a 7th round.
Oh, it's an entire read there from BMAS. Here he comes out crouched, holding on to this one specific angle, knowing Plopsky's going to want to take this fight, and the shadow advantage is there for Plopsky. He still wins the duel. I can't believe they actually pulled it out on a round like this. It looked so good at the beginning, but of course, you know, this MP9 kill is enormous. The scout frag's coming in, shutting down mid control, and Plopsky, he has another thing coming. You know, that's a fight he was happy to take. He'd take that fight 10 times out of 10. FaZe pull it back after losing the first force up. Oh, but an opening off frag goes the way of Twist. It looks like there was a bit of a shoulder bait that came in, but Twist did not bite. He might not have been there in time. So, what are the consequences? Mid is kind of cracked open. Yeah, puts FaZe in a more vulnerable position.
Ooh, nice. Coldzera able to catch one in the window, so something for FaZe here in the 19th round. While Nico still stares down through A, Twist could find timing here. Coldzera, nice flick shot just through the tippity top of the smoke. It's all falling onto the shoulders of the new kid on the block, and it looks like he might save. So Ninja's gunning for that 5-round lead on the T side, looking to reverse sweep this series to keep themselves going in DreamHack Masters Spring 2020. He's being pressured from all directions. And down he goes at the end. So no weapons saved here for the CT side. And as said, a 5-round lead.
Twist has been such a clutch opper. I mean, literally winning clutches mostly with the op, but also these important mid-round frags. Here's a third one through the smoke, barely spotting the head of Coldzera on that jump up. Could have easily died and no one would have batted an eyelash, but yeah, Twist is hitting all the important shots. NiP 12 rounds. They're kind of through the thick of it here. They're going to move on to 13 most likely. It's an eco for FaZe. FaZe have only won an eco so far this half. This is definitely still NiP's game to lose. I don't want to drop any kills if they can avoid. I'm holding on to pushes on all parts of the map now. Knock almost rewarded with an A-ramp push. Looks like he's got the other staircase to work with.
So close.
Here he jumps and gets shot out of the sky. No, okay.
Yeah, he's going to extend upwards. Sees a second one as well. All the while, Rez taking bodies off of Catwalk. So slowly but surely, the Ninjas gearing up towards that B bomb site. But 2 frags coming off of A. I mean, they have options fully open. Just need to dodge these deagles for the last 50 seconds.
Yeah, we know FaZe are going to play very reactively on their CT side. They're super fluid. It's really hard to read their setup sometimes because of how much each of their players moves a lot from position to position. And that's why it'll be an unknown quantity for NiP moving into this next round as to how FaZe are going to try to play it. And
nice.
No headshot for him, yeah. And I mean, yeah, it's just to reiterate, you know, Ninjas, they don't have the same level of talent as FaZe, but they certainly have enough to keep up, especially if anybody's having a slightly off day. The frag count is quite high for some of their important players. Cool to see Hampus up there, 20 and 12 already. That's the Coney scoreline.
Oh, Brokey. Okay. Just gets into cover. Nico actually spams one through the smoke, so it looked like Brokey was going to be in a bit of a tricky position, but Nico helps him out. And Rez, well, he's just going to crab walk right out from ramp, just executes Rain in the depths of the firebox. Rez trying to keep eyes above the staircase here. Bomb on his back, and he only has 10 HP left to work with. I mean, that just goes to show you how close it was for Rain. However, the Ninjas, they fall silent. And they do still have that insurance policy in mid. Plopsky, he could find timing through the window. Nobody's actually keeping eyes on him. But there is a player in Nico going down to check, perhaps, flirting with the idea of middle or A. Plopsky's going to hear the audibles. He definitely just heard Brokey move back.
What do they know from this? We've got enough utility to, like, wait. I actually really like this from NiP. The op is a problem, though, in CT spawn. They get caught off guard by this. Nice jump. Yeah.
Hampus finds that great timing. Shaves one off of the ticket.
Oh, Brokey.
Now plops
literally to the fire.
He's going to come in from connector, and they've cleared out the ticket. So knowing that somebody had left probably serves for Plopsky to come in here on the numbers, but the waiting game was fantastic for Ninjas. And, you know, we were kind of waiting for that trigger. Somebody had to do something in order for them to take it, and it's Hampus jumping on top of Firebox to peel a player off of the ticket. He never saw that one coming. And it is a beautiful Ninjas in Pajamas doubling up.
Can we see what that looked like from Brokey's perspective? I have a feeling he was flashed in spawn. I didn't see it, but if he took 100 damage to a Molotov in CT, and if that was a combination, I mean, that's the perfect way to deal with an opper. That would have been beautiful. But I'm not sure how he lost all 100 health to that Molotov or incendiary alone. But yeah, I love how NiP, they press up, they take a really scary amount of map control within the A site, but they don't overextend. They force FaZe to make a mistake. And again, FaZe, they like to play fluid. They move around a lot. They seek out information. They try not to play scared on CT side. And as soon as they do, they get punished. This is a pure AK versus M4 situation.
You jump up versus Cold, and here's Brokey.
Oh no, he just has no I mean, okay. Well, no excuses for Brokey there. Not exactly sure how that happens. He could hear the Molotov the entire time. He's just trying to slightly move out of it to get one kill. Maybe survive with 1 HP. Probably thought he was dead to Palace no matter what.
Yeah, really wanted a kill on Palace. Oh, but another one. Hampus. Good for the headshots. Good for peeling the players off of the A site. Nico's spray is great. And Cold Zera, well, his Deagle has also found a victim here in the 22nd round. So FaZe Clan, they've got a man advantage here to keep Ninjas off of securing 15. But we saw the Ninjas slow down in a mid-round just previously. They could very well do it yet again. Cold Zera gonna take a shot through the side of the door, but Twist extends. He didn't expect Cold to peek back knowing he was low HP, and they will be able to trade it. So a 2 versus 4 turned 2 versus 3. Options open as BMAS pushes B. Knock, he's gonna catch him. Headshot connects. And now that bomb carrier, well, he's kind of stuck still in mid. So let's see if Knock can do anything else here on the B site. Maybe he draws all the rotations. Maybe that bomb slid on the A. 40 seconds left over. He gets another kill up close. Last member for FaZe is Nico. 18 and 15 peaks and shut down. Knock, the absolute difference maker. He had a stellar showing on Train, and he doesn't slow down on Mirage. 21 frags.
Yeah, he welcomes himself into the 20 club with this round, and it's an important one at that. I mean, this could have come close for sure. Nice heads-up play. He has great awareness about exactly where the positions will be in these weird, awkward mid-rounds where people are lurking around. It's always keeping a great inventory, and we're seeing an auto sniper out of Twists on the A ramp. Op shot from Nico top mid. Whoa, knock is gone. Is this auto getting dropped? Yeah.
Nice. Rain.
Jesus.
Swinging wide on the staircase. Double M4A1S headshots. And that's what you get for buying an auto sniper. You know, karma.
You usually, yeah, I mean, you almost always die in an undignified way when you buy an auto sniper. It looks like maybe NiP are having too much fun. I mean, it's a strong weapon to spam CT spawn, like no kidding. I mean, honestly, you know, with how good teams are getting, I've heard Henry talk about this. It feels like it's gonna come back into play. I can see it. You know, the only problem is it's so expensive, but it's dead accurate on no scopes. It's semi-automatic and basically an AWP. I mean, 2-shot kill, any distance.
Sure does a lot of damage.
Yeah, much scarier on the T side though, of course.
CT side.
But yeah. I mean, scarier to use, but yeah.
You know what's scary, Blonders? Plopsky, because he just runs through mid this round. And he's looking to catch up to some of his teammates who are showing a bit better at the moment. But Plopsky, he's in that playmaker position. Coldzera right there. Plopsky has a great read on it. Oh, and the third. Plopsky looking to be the nail in the coffin. They're going to start wrapping around onto the B site. BMAS pinned in, empty-handed knock takes him down. And Brokey, who showed us great things on Train, well, he is 9-16 here on Mirage, and it looks like NiP are going to take it. A convincing bounce back on their opponent's map choice. This is the third time in 2 days that we have had these playoff series show teams trading map picks only to lead to an awesome third decider. So let's hope that's what we get with these two.
Yeah, we could totally, especially considering how the veto went. Now, avoiding nuke, I think could have been a clown fiesta for both teams. That was insane. And NiP are one of the teams that have traded map picks in the past. So this could be a really, really insane series now that we have Mirage out of the way. NiP look confident. Don't know if they bought the auto sniper because they misbought or because they bought it for fun, but now they're back in the game. They're back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, at the end result, you know, auto sniper aside, I'm sure NiP did just have fun. They gave FaZe a good old whooping here on Mirage, and now they're going to take us to Inferno. So we'll have the analysts after the break, and then the two of us will see you guys on that decider.
Flashbang's effective. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Mousesports alive.
Oh, Chris! He's found 3! It's down to a 2-on-2! Chris, can he close this with an ace? Oh my god!
Can they actually close this out? Boom, Chris.
Fantastic way to start, and no scopes on him himself. Absolutely saving Mousesports.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna